What is up, YouTube? This is Bar911970, and as always, I thank you for watching my video and hope you are having a good day. Alright guys, I'm going to keep this video pretty quick because for some reason, as I make my video, all of a sudden it just stops for no apparent reason. Don't understand it, but that's just the way it goes. Alright guys, we're seeing a nice little dip in the precious metals market, and you will know the people out there that go from channel to channel are just enjoying the fact that they think it's hurting us. Well, if you've been in this as long as I have, you're not worried about these things because, as we've seen in the past, we've seen silver dip to 26 several times. And as a matter of fact, if you remember in January, silver had dipped down to about, I think around 29.20 at one point. So it hasn't even reached that. The one thing I want people to know who are invested in precious metals, if you're looking towards the future, you're not worried about this. But the one thing I can tell you if you're relatively new is back a couple of years ago when silver got to almost $50, all they had to do was dump a bunch of ounces of paper silver into the market, and the silver would drop $2, $3, $4, $5 in one shot. And the more they do this, and the more they have to pump into it, the less of a decrease. As a matter of fact, you're seeing 50-cent, 60-cent moves, maybe as high as $1 move, which recovers within a day or two. So I understand it's dropping a little bit, and some people are going to panic, and other people are going to sit there and say, ha ha ha, look what it's doing to the silver stackers. They don't learn. Well, I'm not worried about gold and silver until about another 5 years from now. Because we have to understand, every month, our government is pumping $85 billion of fiat currency into the system. Now, if fiat money was wonderful, then you would see countries gathering it up because we see the dollar at an all-time low. So if you were a country and you were looking for the best thing for security for your people, well, if the price is low and you thought it was something valuable, you would start storing it, wouldn't you? But you don't see that. You see countries storing precious metals. You see them, staying away from the US dollar. So you have to think of it from an investor's perspective. If something is really a good thing to own, you want to buy it at its lowest price. So if the US dollar, which is the world currency as far as most people are alluded to believe in these days, it's not the case anymore, but the US petrodollar is what countries have to use to buy oil. So if the US dollar is at some very low point and they can invest in it cheaply, well, why aren't they doing that? Because it's not what you think it is. And this is the way these people make money. That is why you see in times like, for example, the Great Depression, more millionaires came out of the Great Depression than any other time. Because while the stocks were plummeting and people were losing everything, the vultures, which are the CEOs and the millionaires and such people such as that, were buying in at discounted prices that you would never see in your lifetime. So this is what's going to happen again. You're going to see when it comes to multi-millionaire and billionaires, no matter how much money they have, they're ultimately very cheap. And they don't like to pay full price for anything. So we're going to see these dips because they know that it's going to scare people out and they're going to sell their physical positions, which in turn they will buy at discounted prices. So if you get scared and you can't handle long term, then you shouldn't be in this. This is the wrong thing for you. If you base it on emotion, you will be on an emotional roller coaster ride at least once a week, and it's going to drive you crazy. So I don't worry about it. I'm not looking at my gold and silver for the next 5 years, roughly. I mean, it depends on what's going on with the economy at the time. But I'll tell you this much, our US dollar is not strong. The currency wars are going on all around the world where they're devaluing their currencies by printing more and more. And you see, every time a government does that, it ruins the economy, or at least, at the very least, damages the economy. So this whole idea of them printing money as a safe haven is not working. So because the media doesn't tell the average person out there that physical gold and silver is a wise investment, people really just don't know about it. So there aren't enough people investing in it to really make a difference. And I'll tell you this much, it only takes one multimillionaire to all of a sudden buy a big position in silver to change the market in an instant. But I see this as a good sign as far as these dips, because yes, they're buying opportunities, but the biggest thing I see is since that $50 drop from silver, we haven't seen major drops, and it gets more and more difficult for the price to lower as the years are going on, and it recovers even quicker. So I'm not worried about this, because the last time I checked, back in January, we saw silver up to 29.20, roughly in that area. It hasn't even hit that yet. So until it breaks down below 26, I'm really not worried about it at all. And even then I'm not worried, because I'll buy it at the price that I did it back in 2007, 2008. Sounds good to me. This is the pinball machine thing I keep telling you about. Pulling it back, once you let go, it's going to shoot forward. So if you're really scared about this, then you're in the wrong investment. And I can't even say investment because I use it for protection. Some people have it for investment, so it's just the word I use. But if you worry about this, keep in mind that between around 1981 through the early 2000s, gold averaged around $300 an ounce. And at the same time period, silver averaged about $5 or $6 an ounce. So just imagine if somebody told you 6 years ago that your silver that you bought was going to be around $29, would you take that? Of course you would. It's that $50 rise that really spoiled us, because then we thought, oh, it can hit that, it should stay that way. And it's just not the case at the moment. It will be one day, because as you see the dollar devalue, you're going to need more and more of it, and that's why you see prices rise. The reason that you're not seeing gold and silver rise is because they're basing it on the paper price, and they're manipulating it by dumping millions of ounces of paper silver. So I will be the voice of reason for those out there who might be a little nervous, who might be new in this. If you want to listen to the people that for some reason like get pleasure in other people's pain, then that's up to you. It doesn't bother me that these dips are here, so I don't care what people say. I'm worried about long term. There are going to be people who don't like gold and silver. Absolutely fine. They should find better things to do with their time and invest in something that they feel more comfortable with. I know that gold and silver is going to be very good to have in the future. Right now, it's a roller coaster ride. And if you don't enjoy the ride, you're just going to be sick to your stomach. So, what you do with your physical gold and silver, if you own any, is totally up to you. If you want to base this on emotion and the short-term drop here, and you want to get rid of all your physical gold and silver, it's absolutely fine, because the smarter investors, the countries, the banks, people like myself and others will buy it up, and will be glad to buy it on sale. So what you do is up to you, but remember, guys, if you don't think long term, you will regret this someday. I'm not selling a silver dime. I'm not worried about this. I hope you're not too. So thought I'd be a voice of reason for those who might be a little concerned, because I'm sure you'll watch videos where they'll say, oh, it's going to plummet, no, you made a mistake. Never second guess yourself. I don't second guess myself. I know that I'm in this for the long haul, and last time I checked, I'm not dying tomorrow, knock on wood, so I have no reason to get rid of my positions. If in another 5 years or so things haven't changed, I'll think about it then. But until then, I'm holding on to them, just watching the prices, enjoying it when it starts going up, but realizing that the higher it goes, the more problems we're going to have economically. So there is a double-edged sword here. Can't be too excited. But if it goes down, it just means it's on sale. And who doesn't like a sale? All right, guys, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy your day. And don't let the people that don't like precious metals scare you out of what you're doing. Think about your family. Think about your future. Don't think about a bunch of strangers who have nothing better to do than to insult people, make fun of people, so make them second guess and hurt them. They're not part of your life, so who really gives a rat's ass about them? I don't anymore. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace.